Awesome. Here, get some product placement here.
Yeah.
So Chuck Garric,
Yeah, buddy.
Alice Cooper Group.
Yes.
How long you been out with Alice right now?
Like 6 years now?
6 years.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of personnel change.
Yeah. It's kind of funny to think that at one point I was the new guy.
Yeah, and now you're the old guy.
Now it's like me and Eric, you know. So yeah, I've had a couple different guitar players come in and a couple different drummers. The lead singer, he likes to stick around though for some reason.
What's your first claim to success in the band in the California region?
Well, I don't know success or what do you mean by that, but if you're asking like who got my start, who gave me my start kind of thing, you know, well, I mean, a little bit of it has to, I put a little bit of credit to, give a little bit of credit to LA Guns, you know, that kind of helped me, you know, we did that summer run and kind of got my name circulating a little bit, and then when I got the Dio gig, that would probably be the biggest start for me because of, you know, Ronnie's success that he's had and the type of career that he has, and you know, it really kind of bumped me up a little bit there, and which was greatly appreciated. I learned a lot from Ronnie, and then when we did a show with Alice in Sweden at the Swedish Rock Festival, and it was with another band. Alice had another band. Eric, of course, was in the band. I think Ryan was as well. But those guys, we all had a chance to meet and see each other. Then when they were auditioning bass players, and it was one of the guys they called. So yeah. But I would say Dio, and definitely was the one that got me going.
What lineup of LA Guns were you in? Now, do you know the whole story on that?
Yeah, it was even, believe it or not, less confusing then than it is now.
Okay.
Even I'm confused.
Yeah.
Who's in the band or what. When I was in the band, it was Tracy Gunn, Steve Riley, and myself and Jizzy Pearl.
Okay.
And we did a tour together, opening for Poison and Rat. And shortly after that tour was over, then they regrouped as the original band. And then I think that, you know.
With the Phil Lewis lineup too.
Yeah. And that lasted as long as it could last. And now it's like 2 different bands. And
yeah, because now you can go and see LA Guns at the same time, 2 different venues.
There you go. Now you can.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But you know, whatever. I wish those guys the best. Like, you know, obviously I think it'd be better for them to be the original band that everyone's used to.
Yeah.
It could be a little bit more lucrative and less of a headache for everybody. For the fans, I just think it's kind of ridiculous for them.
Since you're in the California region, ever have a chance to meet Randy Rhoads or the Randy
I
Rhoads
wish.
family?
Yeah, no. You know, where I grew up was a town called Lake Tahoe, which was about 8 hours from LA. Small little snow, you know, ski resort type place.
Ski resort?
Yeah, a lot
in
of
California.
Snow. Yeah. Most on top of the mountain on the border here in Nevada, so it's real close to the Nevada border as well. But you know, you're up quite a bit. You know, Heavenly Valley. You know, you're up 7,000 feet above sea level there. But I didn't get a chance to meet Randy Rhoads, and it's funny you say that because I saw a picture of him the other day. Just a poster of Randy, and I always thought, like, that's one guy I really wish I had the opportunity to at least see live or meet would be great. I had tickets to see him in Reno, and then they canceled. And then shortly after that, Randy got in the plane crash and died. And when I went to see him, Brad Gillis was playing guitar, which was great, but it wasn't Randy Rhoads.
Right.
You know? But yeah, I definitely appreciate his stuff. He seemed to be, he is obviously a big influence still to this day.
Super.
Yeah, great player. There he is.
Jason Hook.
How are you? Hi. There he is, Jason the Flake Hook. This guy he was supposed to take you to the music stores.
Yeah,
he's all upset now.
Oh.
You got me crying, man.
Huh?
Kidding.
No.
Did you see Eric?
No, we didn't go there.
Get another photo. This is my life. What's happening?
Was Cliff Burton any influence on you at all?
Oh, big time. Cliff Burton definitely had a big influence on me. I loved Metallica. Again, I was still living in Tahoe at the time when they came out, but I remember I had these friends from high school that, kind of moved from the Bay Area and they had long hair. In my school, there was a lot of very small rockers, you know. I was one of them, and a couple of my other friends. But these guys moved in, long hair, total stoner look, you know, just great guys. We became friends immediately. So they lived in the Bay Area, but they moved to Tahoe, and their grandparents still lived in the Bay Area. So we would take the car and tell our folks we were, you know, going to go camping or go spend the night at his house. He was going to spend the night at my house. We'd take a car, whoever would give us a car, and we would drive to San Francisco to go see Metallica, you know, play at like Kabuki Theater or something. And one of the shows I remember in particular was Metallica and Armored Saint. And it was just such a great experience. But you know, I loved Cliff Burton. I loved his bass playing, and me being a bass player and taking it very seriously as well. At the end of the show, I remember Cliff jumped off the stage, and like his chest bounced right off of mine. Like he just ran right into me.
Jumped into you.
And then he kind of just looked at me, and I looked at him back, and I thought, I think he just passed the torch. He just said, "Here, guy, here's a little rock for you." And you know, I always felt like that was a cool. You know, as a kid, as a fan, I was like, that was killer. Like I didn't try to like jump on top of him, or everybody's trying to attack him or whatever. You know, ran right into me. We just kind of looked at each other for that quick little second. Like I think he was expecting me to either hit him, or I was expecting him to punch me or something, but he didn't. He just kind of smirked and went on his way. And I always thought that was kind of a neat experience. In my teens.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was just kind of one of those things where I probably took from it something that never really happened, or he wouldn't even remember it. But you know, as a fan, you remember that kind of stuff, and that's what you cherish. You know, that's what brings you to the next level, especially as a musician. In order to appreciate where I am career-wise, I think I've had the opportunity to have these little experiences, especially, you know, meeting some of my heroes and playing with some of them as well, like Dio and Alice. That, you know, you still are a fan. You still, you know, that's what makes it fun for me. Still, you know, makes it. Even though it's a job and it's a career, I try to still appreciate the fact that at one point, you know, I was still that kid in the audience, you know, pushing my way up front and everything.
That's an awesome story of Metallica.
Yeah, I love it.
What year, 83?
The
beginnings?
83, yeah. Might have been even later than that, 83, 84, yeah. Sounds about right.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got lots of these.
Dude, you know, just seeing those guys in the club is where, you know, I love to see that, you know.
Coming to the brand new Metallica, Dead Magnetic. What do you think?
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, I got it. I bought it as soon as it came out. You know, I kind of didn't lose interest in Metallica, but I definitely, after, you know,
Saint Anger?
Saint Anger just did nothing for me at all. And even the Black album, which I thought was cool, I kind of was like, all right, well, whatever. I've seen the best and heard the best of Metallica, so I'm just gonna, you know, I was around when these guys didn't make videos, and I, you know, when they were just Alcoholica and all that shit, I loved it.
Yeah.
I bought into it, and I love the solos and just the intensity of the music, you know. But as I started to grow older as well, I think I just kind of went away from that.
Yeah.
But I miss it. So when the new album came out, I bought it immediately, and I think it's great. I think it kind of takes you back a little bit, which is hard to do because you don't want to be a band that is making the same record over and over again. And I appreciate them, you know, growing as well.
Yeah.
Because their life has changed.
And now going back to the roots.
Yeah, they've had issues in their lives and money and bouts with, you know, alcoholism and things like that, which, you know, you got to appreciate them growing too as a band. But I really admire their dedication to Metallica as a family and as a whole, and I think that this new record to me is great. I love listening to it. You know, I think that it's I just can't wait to. Hopefully, I have the opportunity to see him live this year because I'd like to. And you know, I know Robert as well. He's a good guy, and I think he's been a great addition to that band. So hopefully, I think it's already had a lot of success. So it should be.
So you're not one of those new millions of people that want to remaster the new album. There's a lot of complaints on how loud it is.
Oh, really?
Go to a radio station and play it.
Yeah.
It's distorted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's not an issue that I have. I'm not really, doesn't concern me too much, you know. I find that no matter what you do or what happens, somebody's going to bitch about something. So, you know what? I like it.
Yeah.
I bought it. When I listened to it, I listened to it with an open mind. And yeah, I don't have a problem with it being too loud.
How's Alice Cooper these days?
He's great. Good guy. He's a good guy to work for.
So he's very friendly, and he takes time to talk to the band members. And
well, yeah, I've been with Alice for what, 6 years now. I mean, we have a long history of just writing records together. We've done 3 records together. We've done, you know, thousands of shows, and we golf together. I record his radio show. We just have a unique friendship, you know, and he's great to work for. He's easygoing. He still loves what he does, which is important. Mm-hmm. And he kind of lets you be yourself. He doesn't, you know, put too much pressure on anything, except if you're fucking up or whatever, then he'll let you know. But for the most part, it's a great gig, you know. A lot of traveling and a lot of tours, and I have no complaints with it.
how's the road crew? How big?
How big is it?
Yeah.
I think we got a separate tour bus for the road crew, so I don't know, I think there's probably 18 guys total with a semi and other bus, so it's not the biggest show on earth, but it's pretty good. I mean, you know, we're playing primarily theaters on this tour, you know, so it's not a big, you know, arena tour, you know. Mm-hmm. Although in November we'll be heading over to Germany with Whitesnake and ourselves, so it'll be a little bit bigger venues.
What type of bass equipment do you use? And
I like to use a variety of different stuff. I'm more of a vintage kind of bass player.
So you like the old equipment mostly?
Yeah, I like Fenders.
Yeah.
I got an old Fender P bass that I really like to use. I used to bring out 2 of them, but right now I got a 73 P bass that I really like. It's a great piece of wood, sounds great. I got a Gibson Thunderbird that I use, that I enjoy. I think sounds really nice.
How old is that Thunderbird?
Well, it's the new, it's the new ones, but you know, it's just kind of vintage looking and just reminds me so much of, like, you know, the Pete Ways, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's got a cool bass sound to it, you know, and yeah, I enjoy that. The Music Man basses I'll use a lot as well, and right now I'm trying out the newer bass that I'm trying out is a ESP Vintage 4, it's called, which is kind of like if you could take a P bass and a jazz bass and combine it in one. That's what it is, you know. It's got the P bass pickups and the jazz pickups, and it's nice. It sounds good. It's, you know, of course it's not a vintage guitar, but I really like the tone of it.
Amplification.
Ampeg.
All the way.
Ampeg amps, Ampeg cabinets. I'll use some Digidesign or Digitech
pedals.
Pedals, yeah. Bad Monkey and their chorus pedals. So,
all right.
Yeah.
You mentioned Pete Way.
Oh yeah, Pete Way.
You know him?
UFO. Yeah, I met Pete Way a couple times. But Pete's a funny guy, man. He's a great bass player, great band. Just kind of out there kind of guy, you know. Kind of reminds me of like a Jimmy Bain or something, you know. Just real happy-go-lucky. But I remember we were there, and it was raining at this festival we were at, and you had to walk across these piece of wood, these planks they had over the mud and over the water, you know, but it was still at ground level. And Pete's going on stage, and he's got his red pants on or whatever, and I'm coming this way, and he's coming that way, and he says, "Hey, Pete," he goes, "Hey, Chuck, how you doing? Hey, man, have a good show." And he goes to shake my hand. "Okay, man," and then he falls off the wood, and he steps in the water, and he's getting all this mud all over his pants and stuff, and I just remember laughing. I was like, there goes another one of my heroes. I just thought it was pretty funny, you know. It would be something that would have happened to me. So, yeah.
Wow. You're the legend Pete Way.
Pete Way's there he is, and he falls in the mud. You're like, all right. No, but he's a good guy. Great bass player, yeah.
Wow. Alice Cooper audience.
Great.
They're
dedicated fans.
So fans there out there?
Yeah, good fan base. You know, you still see, you know, the old fans bringing their family with them, and you see the newer kids that are, catching on to it. I wish we could reach more of a younger crowd. I think that they would be really, really impressed by what type of show we put on, because I feel that, there's not a band out there that we couldn't,
Right.
compete with or destroy on stage, especially some of these newer bands. We've got a lot more energy, and there's a lot more show, and so yeah, we play to a lot of a lot of dedicated fans, but I think there's a big majority of younger kids that are missing out on something pretty spectacular.
How good are you a golfer?
I suck.
You're not a
I
golfer.
try
that
as
good.
hard as I can, and I played really well there for a while, but then, I think I started taking the game too seriously, and then that's when you get screwed up. Before I just go out there, have fun, have a couple beers before I even start playing, and just hitting the ball, not caring. Then as soon as I started to care, then my game went,
The game went
to
right
shit.
down.
Yeah, nightmare. There's a lot of people there. It sure sucks to play in front of nobody, but we'll do good here. I think.
No, I think it's gonna be great.
I think a lot of people remember that we're there for the Stones show. We're there, maybe have a chance to come see us tonight a little closer and indoors and not in the rain.
Coming back to Rolling Stones
Yeah.
night, with that super big setup,
Yeah.
how organized was it backstage?
Very.
Very?
Yeah. Those guys have that shit down. I mean, they. I think they had 2 stages, so it's been up for a while. They got it. They got it wired. I mean, it was like walking into a mall or something. It was pretty huge. But
Wow.
yeah, it was pretty organized. I mean, everybody's very respectful, and somehow somebody, and and road guy, production guy, keyboard guy, whatever. Everybody kind of knows each other, so it was very organized. The only thing that got a little wacky for us, I remember, is we had to cut our set down quite a bit. And then it was just raining
Yeah.
like cats and dogs. I mean, it was like torrential rain. I mean, it was just coming down in sheets.
Yeah.
And it just was a kind of...
Coming on you also?
Oh my God, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? It was like I just walked out of the shower. I mean, it was just pouring down rain. So it made it kind of fun, but at the same time it was a little hectic.
Yeah.
But I think that it was cool. The fans stuck around and enjoyed the show. Of course, it stopped when the Stones got up. But
You play with a wireless system, I presume.
yeah.
When you're playing in the rain, how is it?
And you just
affect
kind of got to dig in and just go for it. Yeah, it's
A little
different.
bit harder,
It throws you
right?
off. Yeah, I mean, your hands are slipping all over the
All of a
place.
sudden your chords are rusting on you by the second.
No, man. I just kind of lay it down, bro. You know me. I'm not a flashy bass player. I'm not, playing like Billy Sheen riffs or anything like that. I just kind of lay down the bass and just play. So it didn't affect me too much, but I think I do remember going, fuck. Just rain would stop for a second, Get our bearings.
Meet Rolling Stones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys.
Nice guys, huh?
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I think Keith Richards was exactly what you wanted him to be like, just very Keith and friendly, and had a lot of good conversation with Keith, and Charlie Watts is just a true English gentleman, great guy, very friendly, and Ronnie Wood, of course, just really super cool, kind of like Keith, kind of just joking around, and then I didn't talk too much to Mick, but he
Businessman.
yeah, he seems, obviously he's the lead singer guy, which I get, but they were all really cool. Got a great photo with us, and
All right.
yeah, it's very cool.
Great stuff.
Great memory. Very proud to say that I had the opportunity to open for the Rolling Stones. I mean, there was a couple shows there we did where we were the first band to play in Louisville, Kentucky, at the Churchill Downs. We're the first. Alice Cooper's the first band to play there, and in Phoenix, Arizona, at the Cardinals football stadium. First band.
Open.
Yeah, first band to play
Oh,
in general
the
at that
venue.
place. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah. Alice Cooper, Rolling Stones, first band ever at Churchill Downs and the Arizona football Cardinal Stadium. Yeah.
Rudy Sarzo. Say
Great
anything to
friend.
you?
Great guy, good friend. Definitely one of my favorite bass players is growing up, because I saw him with Ozzy, like I said. Didn't know who he was, and I remember being a kid just fighting my way up front, and then all of a sudden Rudy comes out, and I just remember him standing there as the Diary of a Madman, track is playing, and Rudy's just standing there with his arms folded, And I just went, holy shit, this guy looks badass, you know. And then he, of course, is such a great performer.
Yeah.
And the songs were great. And I met him quite a few times as a kid, and he was always really cool. And then when he actually replaced me and Dio, because I was with Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
I was going to go back to Dio, but then obviously I had the Alice gig, and we had quite a bit of stuff coming up. So they got Rudy, and Rudy and I became great friends after that. Really, really cool guy. Great bass player, great guy. I'm proud to say that I know him, and I've become friends with him. Yeah, he's a good
You
guy.
see his new book,
No.
Off the Rails?
Yeah. No, you know
good.
what? I've been meaning to check that out. I've been kind of following that a little bit, but I haven't had a chance to read
Highly
it.
recommended.
Excellent.
Super book.
Good.
It's the best book ever read in my life.
Is that right?
That's that good. It's that well published.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
I'll have to pick that up then. Well, he's another bass player that I admire because he's had the opportunity to play with such great bands, great musicians, great bands. I mean, you look at his track record; it's pretty fucking impressive, you know.
Yeah. Biggest in the game.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
Top guy.
Next to Chuck Garric.
Well, let's hope so. Knock on wood that it continues on.
Oh yeah. You know, your career will maybe get evolved bigger. Maybe Metallica's next bassist.
Yeah, I always thought I'd be good.
Replacement for Gene Simmons.
I think the nice thing about me is I do think I can fit into quite a few different bands and projects and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I could see myself doing just a number of different things, and you know, I try to use that to my advantage. You know, but I just hope to stay busy. That's all. No matter what it is. You know, I just hope to stay busy. Yeah.